All right, good morning. It's Bill Hurrelbrink coming to you from the newsroom here at KCTV5, where we are dealing with the pretty sizable traffic issue over near Worlds of Fun. We're going to take you out there here in just a moment, but let me get you to our map so you can see where this has happened. Basically, what happened here earlier this morning is that there was a car crash that happened on southbound 435 near the Worlds of Fun area. That car crash turned into a car fire, which then subsequently shut down both directions of 435. I can take you over there right now with the scout cameras where we can see a lot of that charred leftovers from that fire, with a tow truck currently pulling up to the scene here to get that burnt car out of there. If you look on the left side of your scene, the left side of your screen, you can see the roller coasters from Worlds of Fun, and that's northbound 435 traffic that's been forced off of the interstate at Parvin Road onto the frontage road there. They take that back up to about 48th Street when they're put back on the highway. Southbound traffic is being diverted at 48th Street. It's over on the frontage road that runs you down by the gas stations and the hotels over there, and then you're put back on the highway, I believe, down at Parvin Road. Let's use our maps here and kind of get an idea of what this looks like in terms of traffic flow up there, because this is in a bad spot in a construction zone where it's going to cause delays on not just 435 but also onto I-35. So you can see that southbound 435 is jammed up north of Clay Como, and that also peels onto I-35 as well. Now, I-35 is typically slow in this area, but this is just going to add a couple extra minutes to that southbound I-35 commute as that continues to stack up with 435 closed. Now, there is another crash that's ongoing in the metro I want to make you aware of. If you're trying to get to downtown, westbound I-70 near the Paseo, there's a two-car crash that has the left lane blocked there. And if you're familiar with driving in that area, that's where everybody's kind of jostling for position. If you got to go to 670, you got to get on the left side. If you're trying to peel off onto I-70, you got to be on the right side of the road. So this is a common spot for crashes, and right now we can see one happened, and that it's got westbound I-70 traffic tied up around the Jackson Curve approaching Van Brunt. Now, the one good thing for us is that it's Friday, and we're expecting a lighter than normal commute here on our Friday, but it is really kind of putting a dent in things right now. Westbound I-70, again, as you can see, wrapped up beyond the Jackson Curve approaching Van Brunt. Let's get back and check on that fire and see what they're doing. Right now, I'm not seeing any traffic there northbound along 435, so I wonder if they're getting ready to reopen portions of 435. I'm talking about this area right about here. Where'd it go? There it is. Right here. If we can use this tool. There's no traffic there. There's a couple cars coming now. But again, that was fully backed up here a moment ago as we were seeing traffic being diverted off of the highway there. But luckily, maybe they're getting ready to reopen 435, as we can see a lot of tow trucks starting to show up on scene here to try to get those burned out cars put away. Again, this ended up as a crash in the construction zone. What we're hearing from Missouri Highway Patrol is somebody lost a tire. Sparks flew after that crash, ignited one of those vehicles, which we saw big flames coming from earlier here. Let's kind of give them a second to move the scout camera around here to see what they're going to show us. I'll pull up some video of this crash so you can see it, or of the flames, because again, it was a massive car fire that happened here just moments ago on portions of 435 near the Worlds of Fun area. Here, let's see if I can get to this video. Stand by here. Yes, the highway is still closed. We are aware of that. As we can see, nobody getting by here along 435. Actually, a few dump trucks are starting to go by here in the northbound lane, so we may be getting ready to open this here shortly. We're going to keep an eye on this right here, again, just to see when they do reopen this. But again, we saw from our traffic maps just how backed up it was here. Again, that southbound backup is north of Clay Como, and it's bled on to southbound I-35 as well. Northbound 435 is jammed up all the way back to about Front Street across the Missouri River. If you exit at 210, if you're headed northbound, that might work for you. You can get over to 291 and continue going north if maybe you're going up towards the Liberty area or to Kearney. If you are going south, unfortunately, I don't know if there's a best route for you. You're just going to have to sit through that traffic along I-35 until you get past the crash scene, and then until you get past that secondary slowdown just before the merge with I-29. And I wonder if there is another crash over there too, because southbound I-35 looks pretty slow there near Vivian Road. Let's go ahead and go over to the Scout Maps and see if we can see if something else is going on there. It doesn't look like it, but that just looks abnormally slow to me along southbound I-35 there near Brighton, Vivian Road area. Let's give a couple looks over in that neck of the woods real quick just to kind of see what we can see. Right now, I don't see anything big over there, but I can just see a lot of brake lights as that traffic is starting to slow down a little bit. So good news, it doesn't seem like there's any other crashes working over there, but that's a really good slowdown there along southbound I-35 down past Brighton and Vivian Roads. And you can see that's backing up into all of this mess that's created by the crash along 435 at Parvin Road, 48th Street. So again, a couple of things I'm watching here. The crash is happening at 435 and 48th Street, which is right about here, obviously marked by the icon. That's causing the backup all the way back past Clay Como, but also causing the backup onto I-35 here as well. And now my mouse has frozen as apparently I've locked up the computer, so I apologize about that. But there is the other slowdown there. And then, of course, we have the third slowdown, which is along southbound I-35 there as well. So, again, a lot of problems north of the river. If your travels take you past Worlds of Fun and that area, I just want you to be aware that's going to take a while to clean up, and hopefully it'll be clear soon. They'll get that moving again. Actually, it looks like, yeah, we got northbound 435 back open now. So it's just within the last couple of minutes, the lanes of northbound 435 have reopened, and we're getting traffic through there. So hopefully that's going to help alleviate some of those delays along northbound 435 that are jammed up back to Front Street. Southbound 435 remains closed, and those delays, again, remain north of Clay Como and the I-35-435 interchange on the Missouri side. Now, this is not the only traffic problem we're watching this morning. I want to take you near downtown where we were watching a two-car crash earlier here this morning. I'll take you there right now with the traffic maps, and you can see the crash is right there about the Paseo. Hopefully they've got that one just about moved off to the side of the road, because that is really tying up the inbound run along I-70. We can take you over there now with the Scout cameras. Let me get you that camera pulled up. This is I-70 at the Paseo. Looks like they have cleared that crash. So great news for inbound I-70 drivers on the Missouri side. They have cleared that crash, but unfortunately you do have that delay to work with still that is stretched back beyond the Jackson Curve, which is approaching Van Brunt. And that, unfortunately, is going to take a while to clear as we're getting ready to get into the heaviest part of the morning rush hour, which is between about now and about 8 o'clock here this morning is when we really see the highest volume of traffic hit the roads to try to get folks to work here on this Friday. So again, big delays, westbound I-70 from Van Brunt essentially to the Paseo. We may see a little bit of improvement here on this one in the next 15 minutes now that they have cleared it, but it's still going to be pretty slow. Also, we should start to see some improvement here along northbound I-35, especially from Front Street on up to the crash scene where the car fire was here from this crash. They have reopened northbound 435. Southbound 435 remains closed, however, at 48th Street because of this scene here where there was a couple car crash that erupted into a car fire. Again, big flames came from this earlier this morning. I'm still working to see if we can't pull up that video for you, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can here at the moment. Let me go ahead and try one more thing, and then we'll see if we can't get you a look at some of that video, because, again, it was an impressive sight this morning. I just happened to stumble across it on the Scout cameras, and we saw flames shooting about 25 feet high out of this car that was involved there. So give us just a second. Nope, that's not going to work either. So we will have to bring that video to you once we get it processed through our systems, and then we'll bring it to you here subsequently on later editions of KCTV5 News or here on KCTV5 Plus a little bit later on, maybe when Janae Hancock brings you your headlines at 10 o'clock this morning. But again, a couple things. Just want to, before we leave you here, to go do cut-ins during CBS Mornings. Northbound 435 has reopened. You can see on your screen right now that southbound 435 remains closed there at 48th Street. This is near the Worlds of Fun area because of a two-car crash that happened about 6:30 this morning that resulted in a massive car fire over there. Again, northbound 435 is jammed up to Front Street. Southbound 435 jammed up north of Clay Como. That's also spilling onto I-35, causing secondary delays for southbound I-35 traffic. So if you're coming in from, let's say, the Kearney, Missouri area, maybe Liberty, Missouri, along southbound I-35, expect those delays as you go through Clay Como. The other big delay we're watching is westbound I-70. The crash has cleared at the Paseo, but the delays persist, and it's wrapped around the Jackson Curve back towards about Van Brunt. We can put our eyes on some drive times real quick. It's not horrible. I don't think you're going to need an alternate route if you're a westbound I-70 traveler. Just get ready to spend some extra time there as you're looking through the windshield, headed from, again, about Manchester into the downtown loop. They're going to see significantly more drive times there than you would on a normal Friday afternoon. But again, that's going to wrap it up for us here up at the live desk for this moment. We'll give you one more look there at the scene at 435 and 48th Street. They've moved the camera over to the right so we can't see the crash scene and the burned out cars, but haven't heard anything about injuries yet here from this, so we're going to keep an eye out for that. Didn't see anybody transported away via ambulance, so hopefully that is good news for everybody involved with this, that they're going to walk away with only some minor scrapes and bruises, that everybody is going to be okay. And the biggest thing from this is just going to be folks having to sit in traffic for a little bit longer here this morning. But again, we'll keep our eye on this. We'll have an update coming up in the next 10 minutes over on KCTV5, and we'll have updates through the morning here on KCTV5 Plus. Have a great rest of your Friday and be safe.